Welcome to our second video from PARP Management, QuickBooks Procedures 2. This video is showing you how to remit payments to property owners and what the results will be in your reports. First, we pay the property owner by bank transfer. We must give the property owner a statement with each payment, and the statement must clearly list each tenant and item being paid for with each remittance. Sometimes expenses of the property owner that were paid by management are deducted from the bank transfer as reimbursable expenses. For example, let's imagine on April 20, PARP Management Company paid $130 to Rex Repair for fixing a door. Now this is the repair expense of the property at Lancaster. The company that owns the Lancaster property, where the rent is really due, that's repair expense for them. So we're going to write that in the memo. But from the management company's point of view, it's a reimbursable expense, and we will record it accordingly. Now this is a very easy check to record, so all you have to do is put the date that you're paying, the 20th, good. Now pay to the order of, make sure you're paying it from the correct bank account, which in this case is management checking. Just click OK. The amount we said was $130. Now pay to the order of, it was Rex Repair. Rex Repair Shop, and now this was not our repair expense. It's reimbursable expenses to us. When we send the statement and the remittance over to the company that owns the property, it will be their repair expense, but it's our reimbursable expense, and you must make sure that you choose the right customer. In this case, we said it was $49.10. It wasn't $19.10, it was $49.10 Lancaster. No, let's pretend it's the front door of the building and it's no particular apartment in this case. And that's how we'll do it, where it's not billable to that particular person. We're trying to remove this check mark even though it won't let you. And you should, the same class. You should choose customer and class, the same thing. It won't let me remove billable. I don't know what the hell's going on with my computer. But anyway, this is the way you record that reimbursable expense at the moment that you pay it. If we look at the trial balance now, reimbursable expenses are 0. But after we click Save and Close, the trial balance shows reimbursable expenses $130. If we open it up, we can see this $130 check here on April 20. You should always put in the memo field the reason. Repair front door. That's the only way to know what particular expense the property company will put when you show them that you paid them an expense they have to reimburse the management company for. So the memo field is crucial in this case. Describe what it's paying for in the utmost detail. And if it's for a particular tenant, choose that tenant when you choose the customer and the class. Okay, now click Save and Close. Okay, now you recorded the memo, which is really important when you send the remittance over to the company. Now, when we look at the example remittance, let's imagine on April 21, we paid the property owner, I think $49.10 is the property or the company, $1,310, and the breakdown is as follows. $480 for apartment 1A, Chuck Quill, $960 for apartment 2B, Katrina Sessions, and then we have to subtract out of that $130 for the reimbursable expenses that we just paid to Rex Repair. And that will be the breakdown and the bottom part of the check, and it will be very easy to write. However, we have to answer two questions. Well, sorry, the total now, I forgot to mention the total equals $1,310 in this breakdown. That explains why we're giving them $1,310 on April 21. However, how do you know what reimbursable expenses there are? The answer to that is double-click the reimbursable expense account. If we come back here to the trial balance and we go to the reimbursable expense account and double-click the money amount, you can see April 20. If you expand the name field, you can see what has been done. This is Lancaster Avenue. And memo, expand the memo field, repair front door. Expanding the class should also get you the same information as expanding the name field, because the name is the customer. But that'll tell you if at the moment you're remitting to that particular customer, it'll tell you what reimbursable expenses are due. Then the next question is, right, well then you look at the memo field and then you'll know, what particular reason it was for that reimbursable expense. But the next question is, how do you know which tenant's money is being remitted? So to find that out, look at the owed to account for that property. Okay? Now, if we go down here, it says owed to, we're back at the trial balance. This account is the liability owed to PARV, JV 4910-14, whatever. It says we owe $1,440. So you assume the remittance would be to that particular property owner $1,440. Let's double click. The reason you owe $1,440 is because your last payment was on April 13th, bringing the balance of what you owed down to zero. But between then and now, you collected for this particular customer, expand the name field, and you'll see it was Chuck Quill. You also collected for this customer, after you expand the name field, you could see it's Katrina Sessions. So you can see since the last time you paid and the balance was zero, you collected $480 from Chuck Quill, you collected $960 from Katrina, and those are net of the fee that we're going to keep anyway, so we know that they add up to $1,440 as the current balance. So then why are we paying $1,310 instead of $1,440? Because don't forget we had the reimbursable expense. Okay, so here's the breakdown again. $480 from Chuck Quill, $960 for Katrina, but then so that's why the balance of the account is $1,440. But we take out $130 for the reimbursable expense, and again, it's a very easy check to write. We click for the check. We put the date, 4/21, that we're paying. We're paying the Lancaster company, not for any particular, we're not paying for any particular apartment. We're just giving the company the total there. That's who we're paying. And again, it's $1,310. Now, why is it $1,310? Oops, excuse me, I put $1,210, but it's really supposed to be $1,310. So why is it $1,310? Well, $480, again, is the account, this will decrease the liability account, the owed to PARV, but the particular customer here is Chuck Quill. Okay, and you could also put Chuck Quill. Well, if Chuck Quill is in 1A, you can put 1A as the class. Okay, and then the remaining then you're going to put $960 for Katrina Sessions. Okay, but that's the account is owed to PARV, so the account is going to go down by this much, and these two together equal $1,440, and that'll make owed to that property become zero. And again, this one was Katrina, the 2B. Thought I put her on the list there. 2B, here it is, Katrina Sessions, good. And you should also make that the class. So that's the $1,440 balance going to decrease the owed account. But then remember, reimbursable expenses, and the computer knows to make the bottom equal to the top, it needs a negative $130, and it automatically put it for you. Now, here's where the memo field comes in. Remember, it was for repair front door. You have to put it so they know why you're subtracting out the $130. And that's why the transfer amount is $1,310. When we click Save and Close and click Save, don't worry, Save Anyway, you can now open the trial balance and you can see owed to PAR of 4910 is zero because you paid it off. You'll also notice reimbursable expenses are zero because you don't have that expense anymore. The property paid it by way of your withholding. And then, of course, your bank account, the checking has gone down to $103. Sorry about that. But you had to remit the payment of what was owed. And that's how you do it.